Good morning. This is John from the Springs Mennonite Church. And I'm here starting the second week talking about who is Jesus. Now, I've shared a bunch of good stuff already. Here's something really good. It comes from John chapter 6 and verse 35. One verse, real simple. Jesus said, I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me will never again be hungry. Whoever believes in me will never again be thirsty. Well, immediately, one might want to argue, hey, wait a minute. I don't care how much I eat today, I'm still hungry tomorrow. In fact, my wife says, sometimes I'm hungry just after I finish eating. I don't think it's quite that bad. But when we think of this verse and we try to understand what Jesus is talking about, the first thing we have to understand is he's not talking about physical food and physical water. We need both of those, and we need them on an ongoing basis. One of my aunts, who's 93, is in the hospital. She fell and broke her hip and her shoulder. She's not doing very well. Likelihood is she won't recover. And it's not so much because her shoulder is broken or her leg's broken. It's because she doesn't eat. She doesn't want to eat. Without food and water, you can't survive. Our physical bodies will die. Well, without this life and water that Jesus brings, sometimes called spiritual life and spiritual water, our spiritual life dies. Now, what difference does that make? I mean, after all, it is whatever is physical here that matters. Well, yeah, I mean, that's what I see. I'm sitting at a desk. I'm reading out of a book. I'm putting on my glasses from time to time. All of those things I need to accomplish the task of presenting this devotional. But I need more than that to live. And I need more than that to live beyond this life. Now, if your goal is just to get through this life and be done with it, okay, you don't need this bread and water that Jesus offers. If your goal is just to experience what you can in this world and that's it, all right, don't listen to me. Find somebody else to listen to who will tell you how to make $1 million in a week. But the problem is, life doesn't end with this physical world. When this physical body dies, we begin life another time in another state and without the bread and water that Jesus gives. When you get to that point, you're out of luck. You just are. And not only are you out of luck, that part lasts a whole lot longer than this part does. Jesus has just finished talking to some folks here, and they want to know what he's talking about. Let me go, they said, show us a marvelous sign. Show us something. Give us something to eat. And they talk about Moses. And, people want a physical sign. They want physical proof. And sometimes God gives that through healings, through other things we call miracles. But what he always gives is this inner sense of satisfaction. I have food and I have drink. And within this moment, I live. Whatever comes across your path today or tomorrow or next week or whatever has already crossed it. And you're trying to figure out how to deal with it. Physical bread and water won't change it very much. But Jesus' bread will. And Jesus' water will. And he says, if you eat and drink this bread and water, you will never hunger and you'll never thirst again. Can you imagine living the rest of your life content and happy? And when disaster strikes, you're still content and you're still happy? Or when it looks like everything's gone wrong, you're still content and you're still happy? There's nothing in this world that will give that to you. Only Jesus, as the giver of life, can share that with you. And wherever you are, whether you're walking with him regularly and you know this and you can know it more, or whether you've turned your back on him and you've never experienced it, you can still be given this bread and this water that never goes away. You see, Jesus wants you and me to experience all that God created us for, to experience joy unknown by most of the world. You know, the world right now is facing 32 wars of some sort. People are bombing, killing, and shooting others in the name of getting my way, in the name of seeking power, seeking the ability to make you do what I want. That's not God's way. God wants to dwell within you and build within you the knowledge of his kingdom and his love and his power and his grace and his forgiveness, and change who you are. You interested? I suggest you might think about that. I'll share some more the rest of this week, give you a few other specific ideas. Thanks so much for listening. If you have a need or a concern, please let us know. We'll do everything we can, as fast as we can, to help meet your need. So until tomorrow, have a wonderful day, and may the bread and the water that Jesus gives fill you up. I'll see you tomorrow.